At this point in your collaborative slideshow, you should have your title. You should have your group names first and last on the title slide. And you should have your speaker notes all planned out of who is doing each slide and what the topic is. Once that is done, your group together can choose a theme. If you choose a theme after, the theme changes the whole entire slideshow. So you want to do this one time at the start and then leave it. So when I'm going to look for a theme, I'm going to look for something simple and easy on the eyes. I like this one just because I really like that color. So I'm going to click it. Now my whole slideshow is going to move to that theme. If you cannot agree on a theme, don't pick one. Then each person can change the slide to whatever background image they want, but don't use the theme. What happens when you use the theme? It changes all of the slides. So once I have that chosen, I'm going to close it. Now looking back at my requirements in Brightspace, which if you noticed up here in my tabs, I have my slideshow and I have my requirement tab open. You can easily go back and forth between the two. This step is done. This step is done. Speaker notes should be done. Now the next thing you need to do is you need to have 2 images on every slide. You need to have a text box on every slide. What does that look like? Well, I'm going to go to my food and these are text boxes right here. Once you click on them, those are text boxes. If you delete them, you can delete them by clicking on it and hitting backspace. If you want to add in a text box, you can say insert text box. And then you would draw it. So what I'm going to do is, because I know that I need at least one text box, so I'm going to say food in Mexico. In this text box, I'm going to make a list with bullets, which if I click on my 3 dots, I will find the bullet list here, and I can click on this little arrow to see which and what I want them to look like. I really like the arrows. So I'm going to say, what are common foods? Tacos, enchiladas, fajitas. And this is pretty small, so I'm going to highlight it, change my size. I'll make it up to 24. And I can move this text box over a little bit. I don't need that because it's so big. Close these dots to get rid of that menu. Now I have 2 text boxes. I only need 1, but I have 2. Now I need 2 images. So I'm going to go back here. I went into a new Google tab and I just typed in food in Mexico. Here was some ideas. Here are a lot of articles on food in Mexico and traditional cuisine of Mexico. However, if I go to images up here, click images, I'm only going to get the images. Now I can choose what I want. So I had, this is kind of a, this is a picture of a taco. So since that was one of mine, I'm going to choose it. You have a few options. You can right click and copy it. You can save it, but there is an easier way. Long press your picture and you can actually move it. I'm going to move it up from this tab over to my slideshow tab and drop it. Give it a minute to process, and then you can move it to wherever you want. Easy peasy. The nice thing about doing it this way is that it automatically will give it credit when you click on it, so you don't have to do anything else. I'm going to make it just a touch larger, and then I know I need one more image, so I'm going to go back to food in Mexico, and oh my gosh, it looks so good. It's going to make me hungry now. Ooh, I want these tostadas. So I'm going to grab it, long press it, take it, not go into the search by image. I'm going to go up to the top of my tab, go over to my new tab, set it approximately where I want it, and let it create, which will take a few moments. Then I can move it. There you go. Now, that is one slide complete. Each person should have 2 slides that look similar to this. Do I have all of my requirements met? Well, let's look. 2 slides per group member. Check. Title slide has the name of the country and the first and last name of every group member. Check. Speaker notes. Tell me who created the slide. What was the topic? Ms. Florup. Food. Check. 2 images on every slide. 1, 2. 1 text box on every slide. 1, 2. So I went a little bit above and beyond. This is should happen on every slide. Of course, you are only working on your own. What happens if a group member isn't doing what they're supposed to do? It's not your problem. You can email me if there's a major issue, but you are responsible in being graded on your 2 slides. So let's just pretend that my partner Sue did nothing. When I turn it in, it doesn't matter. Sue is getting graded on Sue's work. You are getting graded on your work. Good luck. Hopefully you can find some ways to resolve your problems, but if not, let me know. And when it's finished, please submit.